Hi everyone, Bandanner here, and welcome back to my second ever game on the ranked ladder. Today it is, again, one I played on livestream, and it's a 39th versus 39th mirror match, which immediately rings alarm bells for me. The 39th are very good at helo rushing because they have a lot of Mi-24s and they have decent aircraft. So my immediate thought here is I'm going to get helo rushed. And that's a horrible thing to have to think, because obviously you don't want to think that of people, but unfortunately, straight away, look, you can see the Mi-24Ks go down. Not unusual to bring an Mi-24K or two, maybe one at each side of the map, fine. You're catching any forward deployment troops and things like that. But here we also see an Mi-8T goes down. We'll get back to that. Oh, and another Mi-8T. So we'll get back to that. My immediate thing was, I need some Razvedka up there to just be recon, so one going here to defend this side, and one trying to get into this point here. I then slapped down two Mi-24 anti-airs. So these are really good choppers. Obviously they have the Igla, very good at taking out choppers. That's the main reason I got those. They are counter helicopter rush. Could they be used to kill ground units? Definitely, but they are mainly there to kill those helicopters. Unfortunately, it's just a difficult assumption to make at the moment. You kind of have to. If you come up against an airborne division, 3rd Armoured, 24th, 39th, expect helos. Expect to get helo rushed and just prepare yourself. So I split my forces up here, and Lathan's made a very good point when he watched it back with me, is that if you're expecting a helo rush, you're better off just hard pushing one side of the map and ignoring the other temporarily, because you will have enough forces to completely take one side of the map, and then you will be able to bring in reinforcements to take the other side while the opponent is panicking and trying to retake the side of the map that you have taken. So, lesson for me there is try to be more aggressive on one side. Certainly still send Razvedka and stuff. You want to be putting a little bit of threat up there, I guess. But I didn't need to send all of these that way, because I'm also about to call in a T-80 command tank, because my intention was to just defend and hold that with a few units, Conkers, a T-62, a T-80, Strela, and a Metis, still heading up that way. Over this side, I am going to put down some more units. So I've got an Igla, I've got a Sapri RPO, I've got a Motorstrelky Metis, I've got two Motorstrelky, and I've got a Strela, and they're all heading up here. And what I said at the very start is, if I see helicopters, because I don't know what's happening yet, I'm just suspecting, I need to stop all of these infantry and deploy them early. Or just stop them early. It doesn't matter what I do, I need to stop them. That's important in a few minutes' time. Because ideally I want to direct them into here, unload the anti-air stuff, and move that forward to engage the helicopters. My opponent is full helo rush. So, all expenditure on helicopters, Mi-24K and Mi-8T. This is a rocket attack chopper. It is not just a transport, it is part of a helo rush. We also have another Mi-24K here and an Mi-8T. It's not the best helo rush, because if you're doing a really good helo rush, you also bring the Mi-24 anti-air. But really good people don't do helo rushes. People who can't play the game properly do helo rushes. Because once this cheese is over, most of them can't actually play the game very well. He did originally have two commands down and then weirdly changes it, which I'm surprised by, to be honest. So he changes his setup from a command going to each side to Pulmachiki here, Razvedka, and a supply vehicle. I'm not sure why they suddenly decided to change that. Honestly, no idea. Realistically, I mean, this stuff at this side doesn't pose too much of a threat to me. The stuff at this side obviously is the scary thing. It's all those choppers and all those rockets. But we will get underway. Oh, what good timing. This is the new dual version of the map, by the way. A little bit different. You got the points at the back at this side, but no points at the back here, which I think is a shame, because it was quite fun to push through, but it is what it is. So my intention was kind of to be fairly aggressive down here and try and hold Bravo, because I don't fully know what's coming. But yes, in retrospect, I should have focused more of my units on one side of the map if expecting a helo rush. So let's get ourselves in a nice position, switch over to the controller. So Mi-24 AA choppers, very, very good. Apologies, getting the angle on this is sometimes quite awkward. It changes when you hit different buttons. So the Mi-24s here will take out at least one of these 24Ks pretty quickly. They're pretty effective, but see, straight away, my opponent had pre-purchased 2 Su-27Ss. So this is a full-on Helo rush attempt. Spending all the money on that. Now, there's my first mistake. My Razvedka was still coming in. Alright, that's fine. Razvedka goes down, not the end of the world. I'm now out of anti-air, but I've got an Su-27S coming in to engage those jets. A little bit of autocannon fighting here. My Mi-24 isn't faring very well. I do get one of his Su-27Ss. Now, my Su-27S here, I could have brought round to attack that Mi-24K immediately, and I didn't. Poor air control on my part, as I said in the last game, was one of my issues. Now, this is my other issue. Look at this. How much of an idiot am I? I completely forgot to redirect my ground forces. I completely forgot. So I said, what I need to do 100% at the start is stop those units if I see helicopters. I didn't. So I then ran into the issue of getting attacked by the Mi-8Ts with all their rockets, which just minced a lot of my infantry, my Iglas. I do manage to get one Igla squad over here, which does get a shot on that, but this Strela just missed every shot, basically. That was a complete disappointment. Here I go with another Su-27S. That was my second purchase. I had to call that in. That was to come in and get the choppers. I got one down with the Igla at that side. Now, look at the map. The reality is I have overwhelming force right now. So, technically, I'm in a good position. But I need to press that advantage. My units here aren't in a fit state to engage. I've only got a Strela there. Really, it's going to be on these Motorstrelky Metis to push into this point. And obviously, I could push into here versus Razvedka, but I probably need another couple of units. I brought these guys back here to get them rearmed and repaired. He's being a wee bit aggressive up here. It's not going to do him much good because I have a T-80BK. So I'm a pretty strong unit there. I did lose my T-62, unsurprisingly, cheap unit. And obviously there is a BMP-3 there with its fancy missiles, which it hasn't actually fired yet. So he's now moving his Mi-8T across to attack this side, or to bolster that side's defenses. He's also bringing in his own T-80BVK, and he's bringing in a command at that side as well. At this point, if we zoom out, I'm waiting on this resupply to come in, and I'm a little bit stuck. So I need these choppers dead before I can progress properly. So Strela's engaging on this now, is whiffing its shots again, very frustratingly. The T-80BK is alright in this situation. Conkers aren't going to fare very well, though. Strela is just being useless. He's a lizard, got a bomber coming in. This is going to go for that Strela, which is going to die. Died before that, incidentally. And here's my Su-27 that was coming in. It was actually coming in for the chopper, but it hit the MiG-27K on the way past. Strela there, whiffing another shot. Very unlucky with my RNG on the anti-air stuff at the moment. I do get another shot off on that, I think, as it exits, but it does get out, and it gets a shot off on me, so that didn't go very well at all in the grand scheme of things. Over at this side, I've lost most of my units. I've just got the T-80BK left. Over at this side of the map, you see an Mi-9 command chopper coming in, of all things. I didn't even see that, I don't think, when I was playing the game. I could be wrong. I'm retreating my T-80BK here out the way because obviously it's at risk. There's a MiG-27K coming in that is going for that unit. And I am retreating it back into the forest here. And I can switch to their point of view. You can still see it. Unfortunately, the Razvedka has vision on it. I haven't reversed it far back enough. And there we go, it does die. Now, at this point in the game, Lathans was watching and was just like thinking, I'm completely up shit creek without a paddle. But at the time, though, I was a little bit like, oh god, that's not good. It's not the end of the world. It's really not. Bear in mind that I still have my Mi-24 AA choppers. And my opponent has no anti-air. So, although I don't know this for certain, I'm suspecting. And I'm feeling like, as long as I've got those, I've still got a chance. I've moved up my units at this side, so my Motorstrelky are moving into the buildings, and they're being supported by the BTR-60 there. Over here, I'm now starting to move in with the Motorstrelky. These guys can't move in, but I will rearm them soon when I can afford it. I've got a T-80 BV coming in here that is going to kill that BMP-3. Because that's the main thing, is I need that out of the way. And then the Mi-24s are going to annihilate the Razvedka. And I have more reinforcements coming in everywhere now. So I'm starting to bring in all my infantry. My intention is to push into points. I've got a command infantry heading over to this side to cap that. The Mi-9, I mean, it's neither here nor there in the grand scheme of things, I suppose. I'm winning versus that Razvedka. Su-27S coming in at this side while my choppers go in to kill these infantry. Now, again, as I say, I was very lax sometimes on calling in my aircraft in these games. I really should have had my own AA in, or my own ASFs in, earlier. My 27S is going for the Su-27. We're going to exchange, and again, I'm having really bad luck on this. Really bad RNG rolls on my anti-air missiles. But I do get lucky, and I do get the kill, but he takes mine out as well. So we exchange, and it's just systematically throughout this game, I was getting really bad rolls on my AA. He brings the Mi-24V rocket attack in over here, obviously trying to stave off my push, but I am moving an Igla slowly in that direction. His Su-25 comes in at this side to do some damage to my choppers. However, my Strela, finally landing a good hit, does get the kill. Now, my opponent switched into a lot of aircraft in this game. So, you know, you will see I will bring in more AA. This was a bit of a mistake. I deployed my units there because I was scared of the Mi-24V. Thankfully, I got them away from it, and I think it was out of rockets at that point. But I did lose my Motorstrelky that were in there. Now, he pushes up here, but I'm kind of ready for it. I've got my Iglas. My Mi-24V AA are still alive. My Su-25 is going to come in and slaughter that chopper if it doesn't die. Oh, it died already. My bad. Strela got the kill finally. Finally, the Strela is hitting things. Now, my opponent has quite a few units in here now. So I kind of lost my opportunity to get in there when he had just the Razvedka. But he's got nothing at their side. And I'm just going to move in there and take that. Su-25 is going looking for that tank. Here it comes round. It's thinking about it. It can't see it, apparently. I'm not sure what I was doing with my Su-25 at this point. I'm really not. I don't know why it's not coming around to attack that. It's swinging around to attack the other side. Going for the BMP-3, gets the kill. My T-80 BV, however, gets the kill on the command at this side. Happy days. I've now called in a command there as well. I'm in control of this side of the map. He has a few units, but I'm not panicking. The most important thing to do in this situation, even when you feel like you've lost a lot of units, is not to panic. You can put it back. A lot of the players who Helo rush aren't very good at the rest of the game, so it's possible to micro your way into a win. Because they'll be, you know, their big thing is their ability to do the cheese that they've learnt to do. So, stay steadfast, don't panic, just play. Don't surrender. One of the biggest things you will notice about the likes of T-Man and Lathans is when they're playing, they very rarely panic. They just continue. And that's all they need to do to win a game. Because they're not panicking, they're not doing silly shit. I still do silly shit, whether I'm panicking or not. But as you'll notice, there's no AA here. My Su-25 is free to do whatever it wants. He's out of anti-air jets. Because I've killed both his Su-27s, that's him done. So now he's starting to bring in Iglas and things. Whereas I'm concentrating on ground forces. I've got a command coming in for that top point. Don't get me wrong, he's still +2. He's technically winning the game right now. He's still +2. Mostly because I haven't capped my back point. Did anyone spot that so far? Because I didn't for a very long time. But I wasn't overly worried about it, I guess, is the thing. Points are great in terms of, you know, you want them to win the game, but you can make points later. It doesn't matter if your opponent has 1,000 points if you have 2,000. So, you know, it's a shame I forgot, but again, it's not worth stressing over. I did realise eventually. Let's have a look at what's happening down here. So there's my command heading in at the top there. He's bringing in reinforcements there. He's got a T-80 BVK coming in. He's got the the T-62 MV even, sorry. And then he's got some Razvedka and Igla coming in there. He's got an Mi-24K here that he's pushing across. But I've got Igla in a nice position there. I've got my 3 choppers here. I've got my Mi-24K coming in as well. And I'm not going to go very far here because obviously he has, frustratingly, got the Strela there now. He's got his laser-guided bombers coming in there. My Strela at this side of the map isn't far enough up. My Helos are going in pretty aggressively here. I will kill the Strela at the back, but the Iglas will be an issue. So he kind of carpet bombs that area. He kills both of my tanks. My choppers are so-so here. I think I'd been distracted and was looking at the other side, but I do pull them back at this stage. They kind of survived that engagement, just about. Got Motorstrelky pushing across here now. I've got my T-80BK and T-80B ready to push into this point. He managed to retake that top point there. He's back to +2, because again, I haven't capped my back point. Could have sent that T-80BK in there, couldn't I? Never mind. Again, I'm not stressing. It's not the end of the world if you don't have that many points at this stage. I need to just overwhelm and get into these points. I need this chopper dead, is the next thing. You'll notice I'm moving my Mi-24 anti-airs up, knowing full well they might die, but I need that Mi-24K dead. There we go. I get the kill. My T-80s are moving in now for the kill on the infantry, that support. My Su-25 AT goes in and gets a kill on the T-80 BVK at the far side of the map. Some of my jets doing some heavy lifting in this game, even though I'm not using them very effectively. Trying to bring in my choppers again, knowing full well there's AA there. I'm just trying to support my ground forces. It's a risk, and I know I'm probably going to lose something. And there we go. One of the Mi-24 VAAs does go down. Got my Su-25 coming in for strafing runs on those Igla. I managed to get one, don't target the other one in time. And it does take a couple of hits. Don't know why I didn't evac that immediately. It's having to turn around again. But I got a good push going at this side. My opponent is without a big tank at the other side, and the Motorstrelky are doing a good job. There's that tank gone. My T-80BK is in here. And I'm in a good position now. My Motorstrelky at the other side aren't looking great. He's bringing in laser-guided bombers again. He really wants to kill my stuff here. He's got one coming in for each side of the map. The one at the other side clearly lost its target as it turns around. My command does come in to cap that point. They're both coming over this way now. One of them is going for the T-80. The T-80BV went out of targeting range, obviously. Su-25 is trying to get some hits on this one at the back. Support from the Su-27S. Get that kill. Chase after the other one, but probably aren't going to get it, so I just evac it out. That means he's one laser-guided bomber down. He's out of ASF. It's looking good for me at the moment in terms of air control. I've still got one anti-air chopper, or do I? No, I think they both... Oh, no, I do. It's at the back there. I couldn't remember if they both died at that point. One of them did survive. So what's my opponent got now? A Mot Razvedka that's badly damaged, a Mot Strelky that's badly damaged, an Igla, 2 supply vehicles, a Conkers, which I'm not going to go near for the most part, and he's got some Razvedka and a recon vehicle either side. The tank kind of poses a threat. He's now having to split his forces, obviously, because he needs to take both sides of the map, whereas I'm looking a bit healthier. I don't have a lot at the far side of the map, but it's kind of enough to hold what he's pushing at me at the minute. And this side I'm in total control and reinforcing. So I've got Sapri coming in, I've got Razvedka moving in to see what's going on. Got those tanks there. His Conkers are firing at something. I think it's firing at the UAZ at this far side of the point, and it probably gets the kill. Yep, there it goes. Not particularly bothered about that, admittedly. He's pushed up the T-62 at this far side. My Motostrelky were venturing out for a little look. Calling in a T-80BV there. Again, the Strela's a little bit far back there. I should have moved that up further. I think I was just trying to protect it. Admittedly, it would have been at risk from the Razvedka, and I do push it up at this point when I realise it's so far back. But I feel like I'm in a strong position here. I've got good control at this point. I've got 2 decent tanks there, even if one is a command tank. I've got a BMP-3 heading up towards the top now. In terms of reinforcements coming in, I did finally cap that back point, by the way. I've got a Cub coming in. Was that needed at this stage? He still has some aircraft, surely, other than just the laser-guided bomber. I've got a T-62 coming in there as well to bolster the forces at the bottom, and I'm moving my helicopter up to the top there to help defend. He has no command at the top, though, so it's neither here nor there. And I'm in good control of the bottom here. I still have a command in this bottom point, which my opponent hasn't gone near. And I have plenty of units in the centre here to defend. The Metis is in a nice position to stop any incoming vehicles. My own laser-guided bomber is out and about now, picking off that tank at the back. He does have his own T-80BK coming in at the very back there, but my opponent just about now surrenders. He does say GG. He surrendered at the same time as he said it, so I couldn't say it back. Admittedly, he did also Helo rush me, so does he deserve a GG? It's hard to say. I think he still played alright for the rest of the game. But yeah, don't Helo rush people. Obviously, significant difference in kills to losses. I won out in the end. Let's have a little look at that. So the Mi-24 was doing a pretty good job that game. Got quite a few kills. Got both of the Mi-24Ks. Definitely gets MVP. Saving my bacon at the start, really. I stupidly let all my infantry die, which was my own doing. Mi-8T rocket. Look at all that. That is just incredibly embarrassing for me. After I said at the start I needed to stop those infantry moving up, that was all just horrendous from my part. I should have, I got too focused on something else and didn't stop them. That was completely my own doing. That laser-guided bomber, obviously, bit of a nightmare. Got a few too many kills. I didn't have good control of my air, and I didn't have any Cubs in early. Admittedly, I was busy spending the points on other stuff. But yeah, I could have done a lot better there and been in a much better position if I hadn't lost those infantry. If I had done what I did, saved those infantry and moved them straight in, I would have controlled the entire map in the first 5 minutes pretty much. So my opponent probably would have surrendered at that point. But because I lost those infantry stupidly, it put me back in the game. So that was completely on me. Had I not lost those infantry, then the game would have been over much sooner. So lessons for me there are better air control. Don't forget your damn infantry as you send them in against choppers, because you need to redirect them somewhere to be safe for a little while. And don't forget your back points. Admittedly, it wasn't the end of the world, but I just completely forgot about that single back point, which I should have capped. I was just too busy spending points on other things by the time I realised. But never mind. Lessons for next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please do like, share, subscribe. Don't Helo rush people. Learn to play the game. It's great fun. You don't need to cheese and Helo rush. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all soon.